How's it going, everyone? Happy New Year. Happy 2025. I just want to explain what the new Republican Party is all about and why I am making it. First off, this is based in Canada, so this is a Canadian political party. So if anyone sees this in Europe or the States, just understand that this is a Canadian political movement, you could say. But it also does apply to places like the States and the UK and anywhere else in Europe that pretty much has like a two-party system, or you could say two-party plus system. But so pretty much is this movement, one, is to make Canada a republic. And in other words, if you look at the parliamentary system, the liberals and conservatives will really never want you to really tell you or really be completely honest with you about this. Is that if you look at it, the prime ministership is a kind of an artificial leadership position, because to be prime minister in Canada, you're never really voted as the true leader of the country. You're just voted as in other words, you win the riding that you were elected in, but you're pretty much prime minister because you have the most seats in the House. So there was no vote in the House that made you leader of the country. In other words, you get all these privileges just for being the leader of the party with the most seats. You don't actually need to have a majority vote, nothing. So in other words, let's say in Canada, I believe we have 338 ridings. I think we're going to have a bit more for the election coming up this year. Could be 340, 341, something like that. You could, in theory, be prime minister of the country and all the privileges that gets you with 20 seats, for example. You don't actually need a majority. And that's what people have to realize, is that's what this party, that's what my movement is, to let people understand that it's an artificial position. And what we really need is a system, one, that we need electoral reform and get rid of the first past the post. Even then, we need an actual vote in the House that actually chooses the leader of the House of Commons, which would be the leader of the country, in whatever way that is, either as president or prime minister. But in other words, if you are, you can win 5 seats. You can, in fact, it actually makes it worthless to be independent. There's no reason to be independent, because even though you want to ride in and the person who's an independent want to ride in, because you are the leader of the party, you get an extra token of appreciation. It's an artificial system, and it's a not a pure system, in my opinion. And the best way to go about it, like I said, is one, we need electoral reform to make it so that everyone who gets voted in, I believe in a ranked ballot vote, so that you win your riding, you actually need 50% of the vote. And then the leader of the House of Commons, whether Canada becomes a republic or not, the leader of the House of Commons is someone who's actually voted through the House of Commons as the leader. They get the majority of the vote. And that's it. In other words, we can't have these titles for people who aren't actually given, they're just the leader of the party. Well, that doesn't mean anything. You actually should get majority of the vote. And that's what this party movement represent. If you guys have any questions and comments, feel free to type it below. Feel free to share this. Feel free to do whatever you want. I will take questions, no problem. And I hope you guys have a great day and have a happy new year.